Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot. For today's pick-a-card reading, the theme is pretty short and sweet, straightforward. As you can tell by the title down below, that is something unexpected coming your way. So without further ado, let's pick our piles to discover what that unexpected thing is together. Over here on the left, I have, for my pile number ones, the yellow Robin Goodfellow. For my pile number twos, in the middle, we have the green dragon. And last but not least, for my pile number threes, over here on the right, we have the black Shuck. So just to reiterate, pile ones, Robin Goodfellow, pile twos, dragon, and pile threes, black Shuck. Feel free to pause on this part of the video if you still haven't decided which pile you would like read for you today. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, drop down to the description box and or the top pinned comment below the video. Click on the timestamp for your reading, and I will see you in our discussion about something unexpected coming your way. Bye. Hello there, my lovely pile number ones. Welcome to your pick-a-card reading today on the topic of something unexpected coming your way. As you recall, your pile leader you chose to decide which pile I would like read for you today was the yellow Robin Goodfellow. It's almost like a satyr or faun type figure from, I believe, English folklore. So we'll set your pile leader over here on the left, as always, next to the pine cone. And of course, I already drew the oracle cards, but as always, I like to draw the tarot cards on screen. So let's do that right now. Spirit, for my lovely pile number ones, could you give me 5 cards explaining more about what's this unexpected thing coming their way for their highest best good? Thank you. Okay, well that one for sure wanted to come out, so we're going to pick that one as number 1. 2, 3. Right there, that one's calling our name. 4, and I feel like that one back there, 5. Let's reveal your cards, pile number ones. First up with your oracle cards, your tea leaf today is Scales. Keep your life in balance. Interesting. We have, it looks like 2 cherries with cherry blossoms on each side. Gives me Libra vibes, of course, being, you know, the astrological sign of justice. Interesting. We'll set that one up here next to Robin Goodfellow. We also have a Botanical Inspirations flower for you today. You received Iris. Lovely. Rainbows and messages. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. That quote is by Unknown. Beautiful. So, something about keeping things in balance. Rainbows and messages. We're going to shuffle these a bit. Next up, we have from the Hero's Journey. Ooh, lovely, a very red pink card. Number 45, Divine Drunkenness. Surrender to spiritual reverie. Beautiful. You know, there's a lot about happiness and joy and festivity here. Not just because of Robin Goodfellow, which this card specifically in the Folklore Oracle where it's from is about having a good time without worrying about if anyone's watching or partaking in things that make you happy, not worrying, you know, what it looks like. And that combined with not only like rainbows and messages, like it says, when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. It's like happiness after a time of darkness. And then, yes, now with divine drunkenness, surrender to spiritual reverie. So I think something, the unexpected thing coming your way, pile number ones, something about a time of happiness after a time of sadness or metaphorical rain is how I'll put it. But of course, let's reveal the rest of your cards before I go too in the weeds on that. But that's what it feels like to me, if I were to say it right now. And then from your Oracle from the Hidden Worlds, we have a landscape. Number 35, the pathway, direction, purpose, change. We have a figure who, she's already crossed the river here, and she's going towards a light on a hill. Beautiful. A happy change, perhaps. And then let's reveal your tarot cards. First up, you received Strength from the Major Arcana. Beautiful. The card of willpower, having the strength to tame whatever comes our way. Gorgeous. Number 2, we have another Major Arcana, the Sun. Happiness and joy. That's what I was just saying. Remember, I was like, I feel like there's a time of happiness coming for you in some area, pile number ones. Okay. Beautiful. Number 3, we have justice. So remember before I was talking about how I got Libra vibes from your scales, about keeping your life in balance? The scales can also mean the scales of justice. Something just happening. Maybe after a time of unfairness, it's like things are finally righting itself and you're like, okay, oh, thank God there's happiness coming after something that seemed really unfair or just made you really sad that didn't seem like it was meant for you, maybe, is how I'll put it. And then number 4, we have the 4 of Wands. Happiness and celebration in the home sometimes can mean a celebration of marriage. As you can see, we have a couple here, right? Definitely a lot of good things coming your way, pile number 1s. And I don't just, I mean, if you've viewed my videos before, you know I don't just always say happy messages. I don't sugarcoat either way of negative or happy messages, and for sure, this is a very happy message for you, pile number 1s. Okay, and the next up, we have the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, Knight of Cups reversed is asking for more actions in terms of your emotions, because cups are the suit of water. Reversed, it's asking for more of that energy, more taking action on emotions. So I'm going to take a drink here, pile number 1s, and look over your cards and put together a cohesive message of everything that's come out so far. So apologies for silence for just one moment. Yeah, so pile number 1s. Right off the bat, what I'm really drawn to here is, and I say this in my readings all the time, and everyone that views my videos is going to laugh because you know what I'm going to say, but you have a lot of major arcana in your tarot reading right here. You have Strength, the Sun, and Justice. And basically, when I see that in a reading, I tend to view that as an intuitive sign that whatever the reading is about for the reader, or well, the querent, I guess, the querent, you, pile number 1s, this is a major life change and or major life lesson. And the positive news is it's a really, really damn good change. And like I said, I don't sugarcoat with my readings, so just know that, you know, I read the cards as I see them, either negative or positive, so you can trust that by me telling you something positive here that I'm telling you the truth. This is a very positive, unexpected change, pile number 1s. Specifically, I feel like, I don't know if you have gone through a really hard time recently, either in where, like, specifically, it's like the area of your life where you're deciding, like, what direction to take, or like a change to take, or something you've been like waiting for a change of some sort. And I say that because you have the pathway here with the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. You've already crossed the turbulent waters, and now there's just that last little climb towards the light. And the tagline here is, yeah, direction, purpose, and change. Whatever it is recently in your life, pile number 1s, where you have been feeling like a lack of direction or a lack of purpose, or you've been really seeking a change, specifically in terms of what's fair to you, because you have not only justice here as the core tarot card, you also have scales, which is keep your life in balance, but also the scales traditionally are like the scales of justice, like Libra I was just talking about. If you've been looking for change in terms of your direction, or change in terms of what's out of balance in your life, specifically in things that almost seem like they have been unfair to you because you did get justice, the unexpected change coming your way is that that's going to change into something positive. You're finally going to find that light after that dark river you've been crossing here, pile number 1s, and it's going to be a time of a lot more prosperity and happiness compared to what it was before. So much so that I think, you know, I mean, another thing is like, I like to use color symbolism in my readings. And you have a lot of yellow, and yellow to me speaks a lot about not only mental energy, because yellow is traditionally associated with like air, which is the mental sign, element in tarot. It's also the color prosperity, because we think of gold, right? Even the scales are gold here. You have yellow in the irises. Your Robin Goodfellow is yellow. Your Divine Drunkenness has a lot of yellow. It's also the sign of happiness. It's a sign of sunlight, you know, like the sun card you got here. Whatever you have been lacking recently in terms of your direction, or what's been lacking in terms of fairness in your life, pile number 1s, this unexpected change is you finally regaining the strength to face that challenge and change that direction, a time of prosperity and happiness and fairness here with the Sun and Justice right next to each other, and also a time of celebration here with the Four of Wands upright. Like I said, that can mean technically a marriage, because the Four of Wands can mean, it can be a marriage card, right? It can also mean just happiness in the home. So I don't know if like recently you've been having a lot of issues in your house, like maybe things have been breaking down a lot and you're like, oh God, things are just really unfair and I feel like, oh, everything is against me, like my fridge broke down, like that pipe got clogged, etc., things like that. Or it could be, if you've been looking for a house and it's been a tough market, or looking for a new place to live and it's been tough to find a place. I'm seeing things coming back into balance here to make it easier for you to make that transition. Same thing too with, in general, I feel a little bit of for some of you, this could be technically your career as well, if you've been looking for a positive change in that area, especially because it says like direction and purpose here. Or if some of you have been suffering from, I don't know, perhaps like a little bit of the lum-dums recently, maybe a little bit of depression or sadness after a time of grief, things are really going to perk up for you, pile number ones. Things are going to come back into balance. It's going to be a time of celebration. And I don't even know if maybe there's specifically a celebration coming, because like I said, you have Robin Goodfellow, which is about reverie without fearing judgment of how happy you are, right? You have the Four of Wands, which is a celebration card, and you have Divine Drunkenness, which is, I mean, she almost looks like she had a good time after a party in that picture, right? So it could be too, yeah, there's like a celebration coming that's really going to mark the turning point in your life from whatever was kind of dark or unfair before into, okay, now things are finally changing that trajectory into something better. And it's like that breath of fresh air after things have been stale for a while, or like your Iris card says, it's the stars in the night after the darkness, or the rainbow after the rain. And it's like, oh, finally these things are, the balance is being righted and fairness is coming back. And I'm just finally happy that now I see the light at the end of the tunnel here, the light at the top of a little bit of a hill after I've crossed the hard, difficult bridge over tumultuous times. Okay. Really positive reading. I'm sure you're pretty glad you picked pile number ones today, but very, very, very happy, positive cards. Now, the second part of this reading, I didn't technically define what I was going to do, because for each pile today, I kind of wanted to do it ad lib based on what the unexpected thing coming each pile's way was. I think for you, pile number ones, what I want to do is I want to ask specifically when to kind of expect this change, because I think timing is important. Tarot isn't always the best with timing, but I'll try my best to kind of get a nice glimpse for you, okay? And then I also might want to ask specifically more about what the change entails, other than the general happy, good times, and fairness, right? So let's do that. I'm going to do like 2 extra mini readings for you on this. I'm going to clear the tarot cards here, and we're going to shuffle, and then we're going to draw maybe 3 cards for each reading, okay? Mini reading, I'll say. Whoopsie, that was a very, very poor shuffle. Oh boy. Uh-oh, let's try that again. Gorgeous reading, pile number ones. I always am really happy when I can deliver a really happy message. I mean, I think this might even be probably the most positive reading I've had on this channel so far, I would say, yep. All right, Spirit, for my lovely pile number ones, I would like to ask the question, what does this change entail more specifically beyond, like, a time of unfairness coming to an end, or a time of joy after the rain or the darkness? Okay, maybe 3 cards, please. What does the change actually entail? Thank you. Okay, for sure. That one. 1, 2, and I feel like that one's 3. What does the change entail? Let's get some more nitty-gritty details. Okay, first up, we have the Fool. Okay, another major arcana. Pile number ones. This is the card of a new beginning. Something came to an end, and now there's a new journey coming. Okay. Number 2, we have the Chariot reversed, another major arcana. Okay, pile number ones, this is a very major change in your life, okay? You have tons of major arcana across the board. The Chariot reverse specifically means, it can mean a time of like a lack of control over things, but I think it being based on this question of what will change, it's like you'll feel like things will finally be under control after a time of hectic or chaos. Hectic, what's the word? Hecticness or chaos. Yeah, chaos is better. It's a little bit easier to say, but. And then number 3, we have the 6 of Swords, which means moving on to better pastures. Yeah, so that literally could mean, like I was saying, if for some of you have been looking for a better place to live, this is a really good sign, pile number 1's having the 6 of Swords, because that's physically like they're in the boat moving somewhere, rowing, you know? And yeah, so the change entails a new beginning in some area. I think for some of you, it might mean you get a new place to live that you've been looking for that's better than where you are now. Specifically, too, with the Chariot reversed, it's like asking for more energy of reigning in chaos and more control. I don't know if it's like you'll have more control over your environment in this area. Maybe you'll go from a place that's more rented to owned, and hence you'll be able to actually like control what your yard looks like, for example. Or it could be a place where maybe before you had what they call an HOA, at least here in the United States. I'm not sure if there's similar things across the waters, or in other countries like, you know, across the world. But basically that's like let's say you live in a townhouse and you have an HOA. It's kind of like an organization that controls how every townhouse looks, and they kind of dictate everything. Perhaps this is moving from a place like that to a place where there is no HOA, and you'll have more control over your environment, especially with the Chariot reversed. Or same too, like if you've been looking for a new job, pile number 1's, or a new career, this is a fantastic set of cards about a new beginning, reigning in chaos, moving to someplace better. Yeah, so wherever it is you in life where you've been feeling like you've needed a change, you've needed more fairness, you've needed more happiness, it's going to change, starting with a new journey of some sort where the chaos will be reined in and you're going to move to better pastures here, pile number 1. So as a general reading, everybody's going to be very different. So I can't really give more specifics than that. But like I said, I think for most of you, it's either finding a new place to live that's better, a new career that's better for you. Maybe even it includes a move of some sort that you'll actually really like to move. Or it's like after a time of feeling like directionless or sadness, maybe even depression, this is a new beginning in your life. And especially because of the abundance of major arcana, like I've said, I think probably twice before in this reading, major life change. Probably this is the triumph over a life struggle or life lesson that you've been going through recently, pile number 1's. Beautiful reading. Okay, let's try to get a little bit more on timing. Now, like I said, with tarot, and especially as a general reading, that's going to be difficult, but I will try my best to give a good estimate for everybody. Okay, so let's shuffle here. There we go. I did it right this time. Woo! Spirit, for my lovely pile number 1's, could you give me maybe a little glimpse into the timing on this change? Could you give me a rough range or maybe a season? Thank you. For their highest, best good, 3 cards. Beautiful reading. I also had an intuitive thing right now, pile number 1's. If you've been looking for success in anything related to the musical field, that was something that just specifically came out. Yeah. Good luck in that area, basically, is what I'm saying. Or you will have good luck in that area if you've been looking for success in the musical field. All right, let's try to get some timing, pile number 1's. Beautiful. We have, okay, you saw me shuffle that, the Chariot reversed. Okay. The Chariot is that's 7 in tarot. Okay, so 7, and then this seems more like a summery type vibe. We'll see what else pops out. Page of Cups reversed. Okay, this also feels like more of a summery vibe. Interesting. Especially because there's like fireflies. That almost tells me like later summer. Okay, but let's see what the 3rd card is before I say that conclusively. Yep, and then we have the 9 of Wands reversed. Okay, so we have, let's see, very water focused, water, and then we have fire here too. This almost gives me more fall vibes, even though I know summer is traditionally associated with fire. So pile number 1's, if I had to give you a specific timing, okay, you did get 9 of Wands, and you got the page, which is, I believe, number 10. Or I'm sorry, that's number 11 in the suit of, or each suit of tarot. So I would say, let's see, the 9th month is, we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So we have September to November being the 11th month. Okay, I would say late summer, probably more into fall. All right, that's what I am feeling for you, pile number ones, with this timing. Okay, so yes, 9 September to the page, which is 11, which is November. September to November of this year at the time that you view this timeless reading, okay? Late summer, probably into fall, I would expect for most of you. This major change is coming. So if you've really been kind of at the end of your tether, you've been kind of bummed, and you're like, oh man, I just need a sign that's like a timing out of this really hard, difficult, kind of bummer period of my life, late summer into fall, specifically September into November of this year, okay? That's when this positive change, this rebalance, happiness, rainbow after the rain is coming for you, okay? Pile number ones. That's what I would say for timing. All right, well, as always, I hope that reading was helpful for you, pile number ones. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Congratulations on this fantastic major life change coming. Whatever it is, it seems like it's going to be pretty drastic of a change based on what has been happening before this time. So I'm really, really happy and glad for you. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next reading, pile number ones. Bye. Hello there, my lovely pile number twos. Welcome to your pick a card reading today on the topic of something unexpected coming your way. As you recall, your pile leader you chose to decide on your pile was the green dragon. Lovely. I wish I had a friendly dragon to hug. Don't we all wish we had a friendly dragon to hug? All right. I'm going to set your pile leader over here to the left next to the pine cone. And of course, as always, I already drew your oracle cards, and then I like to draw your tarot cards on screen. So, Spirit, for my lovely pile number twos, could you give me for their highest, best, good 5 tarot cards that explain what unexpected thing is coming their way? Thank you. What unexpected thing is coming their way? All right. Some almost jumpers here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one right there, 5. Let's reveal your oracle cards first, pile number twos. First up, we have your tea leaf. You received the vase. Secret admirer. Beautiful. Your botanical inspirations flower today is the nasturtium. Gorgeous. Victory and conquest. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still, by Lao Tzu. Victory and conquest. Overcoming times of hardship, perhaps. Secret admirer. Interesting picture that's being painted. Let's reveal your other cards. Your hero's journey oracle for today is celebrate the sacred gap, number 47. Give thanks for buffer time. So maybe there's a bit of a pause in something. We'll see what else pops out before I say anything conclusively, though, of course. Oopsie. And last but not least, for your oracle cards, we have the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. You received landscape. Number 42, the Tree of Souls. Collective wisdom, a kinship group, or library. Beautiful. Interesting. There's a bit of a picture forming, but I like to draw all the cards before I go too far into descriptions or messages. So let's reveal your tarot cards first. I think it has something to do with a friend or a group of people, though. Okay. Number 1, we have the Star, having hope or faith in something. Beautiful. Number 2, we have the 4 of Wands, celebration, happiness at home. Gorgeous. Number 3, we have the Nine of Wands reversed. Okay, feeling like we want to give up on something, like something is hopeless, or we're just tired of fighting something. Basically the opposite of determination. Okay. Number 4, we have the Queen of Swords, the internal mastery of our mind, the way we think about something. And we have, okay, another major arcana. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, feeling like there's a turn of bad luck for us, or that fate is against us sometimes is another way to interpret that. Interesting. So I'm going to take a drink as always. I like to do that after I draw the cards, just to look over your messages here and put together a cohesive message. So apologies for the silence for one moment, pile number 2s. All right, so pile number 2s. What's coming to mind for me intuitively, just looking at your cards, I feel like there is either a group of people or a certain person that you've taken a break from. And I say that because not only do you have an abundance of cards of, like, for example, you have Celebrate the Sacred Gap. Give thanks for buffer time. This card is about being thankful for a downturn or something kind of slowing down or taking a pause. You also have, from your Oracle of the Hidden Worlds with this Tree of Souls here, you have Collective Wisdom, Kinship Group, Library. So it's like taking a pause with someone else or a group of people, too, especially, and you didn't know this when you picked your pile leader, but your dragon card here in the Folklore Oracle means, well, technically it means aggression, because, you know, we associate traditionally dragons, at least Western dragons, with being more aggressive creatures. You know, they hoard their gold, you know, they steal away the princess, you know, they're angry in their little caves, and, you know, the knight has to go and fight them, right? Technically aggression. But what's interesting with this particular depiction of dragon, or a dragon, is the maiden here is actually embracing it. Like making peace with aggression. So I think what happened is that there was someone you got in an argument or a fight with, or you just kind of fell apart from, like a natural distancing. Didn't necessarily have to end on a really bad note, but it's like someone that I feel you either wonder, it's like, why did we fall apart, or why did I fall apart from this group, you know, or something, we kind of ticked each other off or something, or this group ticked me off in some way, and I don't know if I really want to hang out with these people anymore. There was some sort of element like that, something where, yeah, like it just didn't feel right anymore, or someone said something and there was a bit of a spat. And so you've taken a pause from this group or this particular person. And the unexpected thing coming your way, though, pile number 2 is they're coming back into your life, I feel like, and or they're at least considering it, or this group is on its way to mending and it'll be a better, more happy group for you to rejoin in the near future, is kind of how I'll put that. As a general reading, everyone's going to be just a titch different. So some of you, it might be a single person, some of you, it might be a whole group of friends, perhaps, or some could even be a community group. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a friendship group. It can be, you know, maybe there was some group that you were a part of that had a certain goal, like for your community, or, you know, maybe a hobby group, like a book club, something like that. And it kind of was just, it fell apart. And so something better is coming along, and it's either like a return to what that was, or, yeah, I feel it's on the mend, and you're going to be reunited with that person or with that group now that things are a bit healthier, after you've had time to kind of, you've had that Celebrate the Sacred Gap, that, you know, give thanks for buffer time, a little bit of a pause, okay? And whatever it is that maybe sparked the separation, pile number 2s, that will be conquered, especially because you have nasturtium with victory and conquest, right? You have, you know, the star, which is having hope or faith in something again. the Four of Wands, which is celebration at home, or it can mean marriage. So for some of you, it could even be like a relationship maybe is on the mend when it wasn't so romantic relationship specifically, like I said, marriage. Like you're wondering, is it gonna go down or is it going to stay? Or so just be at rest, pile number 2, is that thing is going to mend, okay? It did feel like there was a bit of bad luck for a while because of the Wheel of Fortune reversed here, and it seemed like you were at the end of your tether with this person or with this group with the Nine of Wands reversed. But a mental shift is coming with the Queen of Swords, and you'll have hope or faith in a time to celebrate again with this person or this group of people, okay? So if I did have to give one piece of advice, though, I usually don't give advice in like readings like this that are more prediction related, that are, oh, something's coming your way for sure. And so really, you don't really need advice on that because you don't really do anything for it to come your way. But if I did have to give you a specific piece of advice, pile number 2s, when this occurs, go in with optimism and go in with an expectation that things will mend, okay? That this person will be different, or this group of people will be different than you last left them and saw them. And I think they've been thinking about you too, especially with Secret Admirer, this particular person, or, the whole group has been kind of like, oh, where did pile number 2 go? Like, they really added a lot to our social group or our community group, whatever, friend group. And they've missed you, and so that's part of the reason why your integration back with this person or this group will go very smoothly once this change comes. But do wait until that change does occur, because of course you don't want to go back to that person or go back to that group and they're not quite ready yet to be a more or a less toxic person or a less toxic group to be with. Of course, your own free will and your best judgment is key here, but yeah, I do see that improving for you, pile number 2. That person or that group is going to be a lot better. And so the unexpected change technically is a friendship or a friend group or particular community that you're a part of that you thought was a total waste or was never going to mend is going to mend. All right. Now, the second part of this reading, I did this with pile number 2s as well, or excuse me, pile number 1s as well, where I'm going to leave it kind of open-ended to ask whatever question I think is pertinent to this particular, what the unexpected thing is. And so I think the question I want to ask for you, pile number 2, is what was the original disagreement about? I kind of want to, me as the reader, I want to get more of a glimpse into that. So what was or not even the disagreement, could have been just a fallout or a drifting away. So let's see. Spirit, could you give me 3 cards, giving me more insight into why this fell apart in the first place? Thank you, 3 cards. And then I might ask another question too later, pile number 2s, but let's just try to get this down here. Why? Of course, you all know why on your end of the screen, but I just want to get a glimpse here. 3, okay. What happened? All right, Queen of Cups reversed. Could be emotional insecurity was part of the cause. I would read that way for this particular topic. We have the 4 of Coins, being stingy with something, withholding things. Could have been maybe people were withholding money in this group, if it was especially more of a goal-oriented thing, or a goal-oriented group rather than just a friendship group. Or they were withholding secrets, withholding things, emotional insecurity, and then last but not least we have, the 10 of Swords, betrayal. Yep. I think there might have been, if it's a group, pile number 2s, there was a toxic person that withheld money and was insecure and betrayed people, and you were like, I'm just going to get out of here because I don't like this group anymore. Or if it's a specific person, maybe they thought you betrayed them, but you actually didn't, and then they'll realize the truth, and that's part of why it changes. Or if you were betrayed by them, perhaps they make amends and say, hey, I've grown as a person. Okay, I'm better than that emotionally insecure, stingy person. I'm sorry I betrayed you, and then it'll mend from there. Okay, that's kind of what I'm feeling with this particular mini reading that came out. All right, let's see. The next question I think I want to ask is, I want to ask, in what way did it change? Okay, how is it changing for the better? Or how is this person changing for the better? Maybe is another way to word that for you. Those of you, this is a specific person. Spirit, can you tell me, for my lovely pile number 2s, for their highest best good, how are they changing? How are they becoming better? Or how is this group becoming better? A more better. A more positive place or a positive person for pile number 2s to be around. 2 and 3. And then I think the third question I want to ask pile number 2 is timing. We'll get to that in a second. So how did it change? We have strength reversed. Okay. Something about needing to gain strength or willpower. I think maybe if this was a group for you, pile number 2s, there were a lot of people that were just complacent and kind of let this other person wrangle everybody around. And now they're going to be gaining strength to either kick that person out that was toxic, or to at least kind of quell them a little bit. 2, if this was a single person that you had issues with, they're going to be, the changes that they're gaining strength in overcoming that emotional insecurity. They're becoming a stronger person. Okay. We have the Knight of Coins reversed. Okay, let's see. Needing to take action in the material world. Needing to go faster in some way. So if there were issues with money in this particular group, the changes that they're going to take action to manage the finances better. Because especially with Pentacles, that's the Earth suit, that's money, right? We have coins. If this is a single person for you, pile number 2s. Yeah, taking action in the material world. So not only did this person, if this is a single person, they became stronger, they're also changing in the way of managing, like maybe their finances better. Okay. And last but not least, we have the Fool, a new beginning. Okay, so complete fresh start. Either this group completely just said, let's just redo and start all over with the Fool, and or this person that you'll have the chance to reunite with, pile number 2s, is they've completely gone on a new journey in their life. You might not even really recognize them, it feels like, especially with the Fool being the beginning of a new adventure. Okay, so that's how they've changed. If it's a single person, they've become better with their finances. They've become better about being a stronger person. They completely have rehauled their life with the Fool. You might not even recognize them. Or pile number 2 is, if this is a group that you've been concerned about, people have stepped up to remove the toxic elements from the group. They've fixed all the finances and the issues. Okay. And the whole group has been basically rehauled, or will be by the time that this occurs. Okay. That's what I'm feeling for you, pile number 2s. Let's see. And then let's ask about timing. I did this for pile number 1s as well. I tend not to do timing in tarot readings because sometimes it's very difficult to tell, but especially with something like, oh, it's something unexpected coming your way, if you're excited for it, I have a feeling that, you'd appreciate maybe a little bit of a sense of timing here. So, Spirit, for my lovely pile number 2s, could you give me 3 cards explaining a bit of a glimpse into the timing on this, maybe time of year or month? Something like that, please, with numbers and seasons with the elements. Thank you. 3 cards. Let's see, 1, 2, and that one right there, 3. Let's figure out some timing here. So we have the 2 of Swords. All right, so Swords is air, which is associated with winter. 2 is February in terms of the months. Interesting. But we do have a bit of fire here, which is traditionally summer, but swords are air, which is it's like the winter suit. And then 2 is like February. Okay, let's see what else pops out. We have the moon. All right, moon is, let's see, that is 18. 1, 8. That'd be 8 months from now. Sorry, one moment. I'm going to count the months from here. Let's see. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, so 8 months from the time of this video, though it's timeless, is about January. Okay. So not only do you have 8, which is 8 months from now, 18, the other numeral is 1, and January is the first month of the year, pile number 2s. Okay. So not only do we have February, winter, we have the moon, which doesn't really give me a specific season vibe, because the moon usually means like illusions or things not being what they seem. Doesn't really give a season, but 8 months from now is January, and then 1 in the other part of 18 is the first month of the year. So let's see what the third card is before I say it conclusively. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Pentacles. I usually associate with fall because pentacles are about material wealth, and I think of like the harvest. Interesting. And the 10 of Pentacles, let's see, is about usually like legacy, inheritance. 10, 10, 10. Okay, and then 10 is October. So, okay, pile number 2 is if I had to give a dead set timing on this, it's not going to be immediate, especially if you watch this video at the time I upload it. I'm getting the sense that, and I just thought of Harvest Moon as like a large, more orange moon. So I'm betting pile number 2 is if I had to say a specific timing, this change with this person or this group is coming roughly between October of the year that you view this. Because remember, you also got, I'm saying 2, sorry, one moment, with the numerology of 18 being the moon. Let's see, well, August is 8th. The 8th month, and then you have +1 would be like September. Okay, so roughly between fall of this year into very early next year of the time you view this video. So I'd say late September to February. I know it's a wide range, but fall or winter. After you view this video is when this change is coming. Okay, of course, a general reading, there's probably up to thousands of people that might view this, so it's hard to really pin it down to maybe just one, because some of you it might occur in, like, say, October, some might be February, but late September to February of the year that you view this, or the year after you view this, is when this change is coming. That's conclusively what I would tell you, pile number 2s, okay? Let's see if there's any other messages before I sign off with you. Yeah, a lot of winter, late fall. All right, well, I'm not getting any other intuitive messages for you today, pile number 2, so I will leave you with that. As always, I hope that reading was helpful for you. Congratulations on, this group mending. It seems like maybe it broke your heart a little bit when you had to leave. Well, yeah, either this group or this person. It seems like things will be on the mend for you, so happy day for you. Look for it, like I said, late fall into early winter after you view this reading, okay? Hope it was helpful for you, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading, pile number 2s. Bye. Hello there, my lovely pile number 3s. Welcome to your pick a card reading today on the topic of something unexpected coming your way. As you recall, your pile leader you chose your reading with today was the Black Shuck. It's like a dog of omen. And there's many dogs like this in folklore across the world. The Black Shuck, of course, like I said, is the most commonly known one. There's also, I believe, like the Isle of Man has Maudie Dew. And I think America even has some similar, like, black dog folklore. So, beautiful card. I love the misty forest around him. We'll set your pile leader over here next to the pine cone. And I already drew your oracle cards, but of course, as always, I like to draw the tarot cards on screen. So, Spirit, for my lovely pile number 3s, could you give me 5 tarot cards explaining more about what's the unexpected thing coming their way for their highest, best good? Thank you, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one right there, number 5. Beautiful. Let's reveal your oracle cards, pile 3s. We have the tea leaf for today is Eagle. Triumph over troubles and obstacles. Lovely card to get in an unexpected change reading or something unexpected coming your way. Triumph over obstacles and troubles. Gorgeous. We have, for your botanical inspirations today, the flower is Gerbera Daisy. Purity, cheerfulness, and innocence. The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it, by Thich Nhat Hanh. Beautiful. Purity, cheerfulness, and innocence. Interesting. I'm already kind of getting a feeling of what your message is about, but of course I like to reveal everything before I say it conclusively. There we go. You have your Hero's Journey Oracle. Today you received Discover Your Superpower, number 33. Access 100% of your mojo. Gorgeous. Oh, okay. I see. Yep. I'll talk about that in a second. And I'll put that one there. Last but not least, your Oracle of the Hidden Worlds, pile 3s. We have number 1, the Healing Temple, restoration, cure, and safety. Yep, okay, that's kind of confirming what I was just thinking. I am sniffing the right trail. Awesome, okay, and then we will reveal your tarot cards. First up, you received the 3 of Wands, taking action on plans. Yep. Number 2, we have the 4 of Wands reversed. You know, it's interesting. Every pile got the 4 of Wands today. 4 of Wands reversed feels like maybe feeling insecure about something at home. Insecure about happiness at home, something like that. Number 3, we have the Queen of Cups, feeling secure in our emotions internally. It's internal mastery of the water suit, which is feelings or emotions, or the heart in tarot. Gorgeous. The 5 of Swords reversed, the aftermath of a conflict of some sort. Yeah, okay, yep. You have, my lovelies, what I like to call a hammer reading, and those of you familiar with my videos will know what that means, and you're going to laugh because I say it ad nauseum. But a hammer reading is a reading where a lot of cards come out, and they're kind of saying the same dang thing every time. But let's reveal your last card before I say anything conclusive. Yep, 5 of Cups reversed, overcoming grief. All right, I'm going to take a quick drink, pile number 3s, even though I think I already have the message for you, but I like to do that just to kind of put my thoughts together and clear my voice before I fully put out the message, so apologies for silence for just a second here. So pile number 3s. I think the first thing I want to say to you today is, I'll ask you a question. Is there any area of your life where you've been feeling like something scary is looming on the horizon? Now, don't run away from the reading, because I'm going to tell you that, well, spoiler alert, that thing you're scared of isn't real, okay? But is there something in your life where you've been feeling like something feels like an omen, or something feels kind of scary? Something feels like, oh, I don't know about that particular thing, that seems risky, or I feel like this bad thing is coming down the road. So ask yourself that. And whatever your answer is what this reading is talking about for you specifically. As a general reading, everyone's just going to be a bit different. But the reason I say that is because over here, the card that you picked to use your pile, the Black Shuck, okay? This is a card of, usually the Black Shuck is a sign of, it's an omen. And the meaning of this card in its particular deck, the Folklore Oracle that it comes from, is paying attention to signs. So I feel like recently you've been paying attention to something and you feel kind of insecure about it. You feel like, I don't know, that seems like a bad omen. It seems like, for example, I'll give you a tangible example. Everyone's going to be different, so it might not apply to you, but I'll give you a tangible example. And that example is, let's say you have a business, right? And you feel like, I don't know, something feels kind of shaky here. I feel like I'm seeing the writing on the wall, or someone told me that this particular market's not doing well right now, or perhaps maybe if you are working for someone else, like you don't own a business, pile number 3s, it could be, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna get let go soon, or if you've been having insecurities in a relationship, like you feel like, oh, my partner's gonna leave me soon. Whatever it is, pile 3s for you, that you've been, whatever your answer was to that question I just asked, it's smoke and mirrors, it's not real. I'll just bluntly say it that way. The reason I say that is because not only do you have purity, cheerfulness, and innocence here, specifically next to Black Shuck, it's like a contrast of, it's like looking at a wolf or something and thinking it's a wolf, but really actually it was a lamb. you're making a bigger deal of it than it actually is. You will find that there's a lot more innocence in what you think is darkness here, pile number 3s. You'll triumph over troubles or obstacles here with the eagle, okay? And not only do you have those positive messages, you also have the healing temple here, which is restoration, cure, and safety. Okay? So whatever it is you've been worried about, you're going to be safe. Things are going to be just fine. You're going to triumph over troubles. Things are going to be a lot more innocent and pure and happy than you think they are. Specifically, too, there was, and this might not apply to all of you, but I did get one intuitive message there. If, I don't know if your house has been broken into recently, pile number 3s, some of you. And I say that because you did get the 4 of Wands reversed here. That's about dissatisfaction at home. Okay. Sometimes can mean the family card too, but I specifically got something about like feeling like some insecurity at home, and my mind instantly leaped to like burglary or something. I feel like if you've been worried that if you've been broken into, your house has been broken into, you haven't, or it's like they didn't find anything that actually was of value. Something along those lines. That won't apply to all of you, but that was an intuitive hit that I got for at least some of you. And or like if there is an attempt that way, I don't want to scare you and be like, oh, there's a burglar coming, because most of you this won't apply to, but for those of you who it does, you're going to be just fine. They're not going to get away with whatever it is, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Yeah, triumph over troubles, obstacles, safety, especially too with the healing temple. Things are going to turn out just fine, pile number 3s, whatever it is that you've been afraid of. Yeah, so just a beautiful positive message for everyone here in pile number 3s. And I think, too, specifically because you got the Discover Your Superpower card here, access 100% of your mojo is the tagline. I feel like whatever this is, this triumph over whatever the obstacle is for you, it's something that's going to reveal a strength of yours that you didn't know you had before. Whatever it is. Like, the word adaptability is coming to mind intuitively, pile number 3s for you. It's something that's going to show your adaptability. It's a superpower that you feel like you've never really recognized before. Yeah, adaptability. Like you're going to weather through just fine. That's what I'm being told. And then too, yeah, looking at your tarot cards. I mean, hammer reading, like I said before. The 3 of Wands is about making plans, or taking action on plans for the future. So if you've been feeling like your plans are going to have to be put on hold, rest easy. That's the card of everything's going to be fine. Same thing with the 4 of Wands reversed. It's kind of said something about happiness at home, maybe being threatened, but it's going to be okay. You're going to be feeling emotionally secure with the Queen of Cups upright. And then especially, too, with both the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups reversed. 5 of Swords is like after the battle, calming down after a time of conflict, like, okay, everything's fine. And then 5 of Cups reversed is about overcoming a time of sadness or worry or grief, okay? So, yes, there was an initial scare, pile number 3s. Like I said, it could have been, I'm going to lose my job, or my business isn't going to do well, or, oh, no, I thought my home was broken into, or oh, I had a health scare, or someone I know had a health scare. Especially, too, you have the healing temple with restoration, cure, and safety. If you've been worried about maybe a health scare recently, either someone yourself or someone that you know, I think things are going to be just fine, pile number 3. So to summarize, the unexpected change coming your way, or the unexpected thing coming your way, is the guarantee of safety or health or happiness, triumph over troubles or obstacles, like your eagle says here, and the discovering of a strength that you didn't know you had after you felt scared about something, is how I would summarize this for every one of you. You thought you saw the writing on the wall, but it turns out it was just an illusion. Is kind of how I'm feeling this for you, pile number 3s. So the second part of your reading, pile number 3s, I've been doing it kind of ad lib for everybody today, a little bit, random, based on the thing that came out that was the unexpected, something coming your way. Sometimes I've asked timing with the other piles today. Sometimes I've asked specific questions. What do I want to ask for you, pile number 3? Something that would be of the most help to you. I'm going to ask, just for more clarity for me as the reader, what exactly the scare was specifically about. I know I saw some possibilities for some of you. Spirit, for pile number 3s, could you whittle down a little bit more? What was the scare about? Okay, just for me as the reader. 3 cards, thank you. What was the omen that seemed a bit ominous? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. We have, okay, the 4 of Wands reversed again. Okay, something about insecurity at home. I don't know. Yeah, something with your home. Ace of Swords reversed is feeling like we lack an idea or we're confused about something. All right, and then Judgment reversed, feeling like we can't move on somewhere in terms of spiritual growth. Interesting. 1 second, I'm going to look over this. Whatever it was, pile 3s, it's like you felt like it would be a setback of some sort, especially with Judgment reversed, because Judgment is usually about moving on from one plane into a higher plane of attainment or success. Spiritually usually is what it means, but like, oh, I felt like I was going to be set back and I was really confused and I felt insecure in the home. That's kind of what I'm feeling for you, pile number 3, is of what this scare was about. Interesting. Okay, let's see what's the next question I want to ask here. Yeah, see, confusion. It was going to set me back. Insecurity in the home. Yeah, I don't know if some of you... Perhaps you did get broken into, especially with the emphasis on the 4 of Wands, and you're afraid it's going to happen again, but it's going to be thwarted this time. If that applies to you, pile 3s, and or... like, say for you, if it's like a business-related thing, it was a fear of being set back and not having ideas to overcome fears about insecurity about your home, which could mean, of course, you know, when it's your income, you fear, oh God, am I going to lose my house or something? Or, yeah, same thing. Or if it was like a health scare, like, oh, this is going to set me back. I'm confused. I'm insecure at home, which can sometimes mean your home is like your body, right? Something to that effect, pile number 3s. Okay, now that I have a little bit more context as the reader, let's see, what else do I want to ask for you? What's helpful for you, pile number 3s, to know? I will ask timing, like when it'll manifest in your life, but before I do that, because I like to do timing last, let's see, what else do we want to ask? I'm going to take another drink. Apologies for the silence. I'm going to ask, how will it be revealed that it was just a scare, but not real, and or it won't happen? How will it be revealed that it was just a figment? Okay. Spirit, for my pile number 3s, for their highest best good, could you tell me how this will be revealed? Thank you. 3 cards. Excuse me. One, 2, 3. How will this be revealed? How? Strength, okay, having the power to overcome things, willpower, wrestling what seems impossible. We have another major arcana, the Hanged Man, a different perspective, okay. And then we have the Ace of Swords reversed, okay, something about feeling like we lack an idea. Confusion, we just got that in the last reading too. Okay, 1 second, pile number 3s. How will it be revealed? Okay, number 1, pile number 3s. If this is a health-related thing, like a health-related scare, I would advise you always have free will and you always know your own health best. And in tarot readings, I tend not to try to give health advice because I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I would say if you can, or if this is someone else that's had the health scare and you're kind of worried for them, see if you can get a second opinion, okay? Because not only do you have strength, which is about feeling like we have the power to wrestle the obstacles in our way, we also have the Hangman, which is a different perspective, seeing something from a different angle. And then the Ace of Swords reversed too here is about like asking for more clarity on something. If this is health related, the change or the reveal that this is going to be better than you thought it was will be because of asking for a second opinion. If this is health related for you, pile number threes. If this is something related to, say, what's the other examples? Like you're like a business where your job, where you feel like, oh no, like I feel like I'm going to let go or my business is going to suffer or completely tank. There's something about, you're going to gain clarity in some area by looking at it from a different angle. Having the strength to look at it from a different perspective. I know that's kind of vague, but that's what I'm getting from these cards. Looking at it from a different angle, having the strength to gain clarity. Like you'll have the strength to bear through what seems like it'll be a hard time. But more clarity is coming that will completely shift your perspective on it. Interesting. Yeah, and then if for anyone I didn't specifically read it for your specific situation, the thing that you were scared of, remember the question I asked at the beginning of your reading, apply that to this is how the change will reveal itself, or how the scare will be revealed it was just a fluke, okay? And then last but not least, I'm going to ask timing for you on the reveal of this being when you reveal, or you realize, okay, this thing is going to be okay. Let's ask timing now. Typically in my tarot readings, I don't like to ask for timing because sometimes it's hard to interpret with tarot, but I think, especially with more of an open-ended reading like this, I like to give my viewers a little bit more concrete details on when. So let's see. So Spirit, for my lovely pile threes, could you give me 3 cards explaining timing through the elements of the suits plus numbers, numerology? Thank you, 3 cards. Okay, that one for sure is just trying to pop out. Timing. Okay, yeah, that one. Then for sure that one. Okay. 3 cards. Timing. So we have the 8 of Cups. So 8 makes me think of August as the 8th month. See, this is more of a desert area, so I think like summer. But let's not say anything conclusive yet. Heat, and then, well, Cups I always associate with spring because it's water. Interesting. Spring, summer. We have the Ace of Swords again. You saw me shuffle. For some reason, the Ace of Swords keeps popping up for you, pile number threes. I would say, I'm being intuitively told, look for synchronicities with imagery or symbolism of swords. Interesting. Ace is number 1, which I think of January. Swords is winter, because it's air. And then last but not least, we have the Hanged Man again. Look at that. Hanged Man is number 12, which makes me think of December as the 12th month of the year. However, see, there's season in this. There are roses growing. Not quite bloomed yet. So I think if I had to pin it down for you, pile number threes, this is something to do with either... Especially with this figure, 8 of Cups is like leaving someplace. So it's like leaving the end of summer into winter, early spring. And I know that's a very wide range of time, but as a general reading, everyone's going to be a little bit different as to when this occurs for them. But if I had to pin it down, from the time you view this reading, between the next August, late August, I would say, through January of the next year. Specifically for, I think a lot of you, it's going to be more towards December because you did get 12, the Hangman. Yeah. Late August into January of after you view this video, this timeless reading, is when this is going to happen, is what I would say conclusively. I will, you know what, I'm going to ask one more card though. Spirit, could you give me one more card for pile number 3? Is just a little bit more of a specific glimpse if you can. I know it's general, but I want to give them the best that I can here with a heads up. We have the King of Swords. Okay, Swords, yep, is air. And the King is, let's see, 11, 12, 14. Okay, and I know there aren't 14 months, but like the very end. I would say, if I had to give you a specific month, I would say December, pile number 3s, but generally end of August into very early next year after you view this video is what I would say. Yeah, a lot of swords too. Late August into early next year. Let's see if there's any other intuitive hits I get here before I sign off with you, pile number 3s. 1 second, apologies for the silence. Let's see. If I had to give you a specific month, I would say December, pile number 3s, okay? All right. Well, as always, I hope that reading was helpful for you. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. You know, I'm very, very happy to have been able to give you a message that's all about, hey, that scary thing that you thought was going to be this insurmountable, you know, ominous thing is actually, hey, it's going to be just fine. I love being able to give readings that balm worry. That's part of why I do readings, is to make people feel empowered and make them feel happier and healthier. So yes, I hope that reading was helpful was helpful for you, pile number 3s. There we go. I'll talk slower. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 3s.